decision making and looping. Okay, decision making and branching was the main topic of second unit. There we used if statement. If one condition is given, if the condition is true, the true block will be executed. If it is false, an optional else block or false block is there, that will be executed. But this will be, one of these will be executed only once. If block or else block will be executed only once, and the execution will proceed to the remaining statements in the program. Now in looping, here also condition checking is there, and certain statements will be executed as long as the condition is true. We keep checking the condition after executing the block once. So initially the condition will be checked. If it is true, execute the true block or the looping body of the loop, and again go back and check the condition again. If it is still true, execute it one more time. Then go and check the condition again. If it is true, execute one more time. This will keep on forever until the first time the condition is false. So that's why I say in a looping statement, as long as the condition is true, the body or the looping block, body of the looping statement will be executed. As long as previously it was, if the condition is true, the if block will be executed once, only once. Okay, so that is the difference. And when we are learning about algorithm and flowchart, we saw addition, factorial of a finding factorial of a number, how we are using this looping concept there to find the factorial of a number and find the sum of first n numbers. In n is the input and finding the sum of first n numbers. Okay, so here we are going to see how to implement this. Practically how to implement this looping mechanism in C in our programs. Okay, some theoretical aspect. Looping requires repeated execution of a set of statements until some condition is satisfied, or I can say as long as some condition is satisfied. Condition is satisfied means true, evaluated to true. As long as some condition is satisfied, it will execute a set of statements. The two types of loops are there. One is called entry control loop and exit control loop. In entry control loop, the condition is checked in the beginning of the loop body, and exit control loop, the condition is checked at the end of the loop body. That is different. We will not see that at the moment. Maybe we'll practically see a looping based program, and then we'll come back to, and then you will understand better. So different looping statements are there: while, do while, for statement. These are the three different looping type statements in C. While statement or while loop, do while loop, for loop. While loop, do while loop, for loop. And the simplest one I will say it is the while loop. While loop is the simplest one. General syntax of while loop. We will just take the while loop and general syntax. For it is very similar to an if statement, simple if statement. General syntax of a while loop is very similar to a simple if statement. In case of simple if statement, if some condition, then the body. So if this condition is true, this will be normally a relational expression, say x greater than y. If it is true, this will be executed. Now from there, when we are migrating to a while loop, this is the only change. The keyword if is replaced with while. Keyword if is replaced with while. But the meaning or the implication of this changes. Now, as long as this condition is true, this body will be executed. That means the body of the loop will be executed multiple times. It may be 0, it may be 1, it may be 2, it may be n, or it may be infinite times. This is a simple looping statement, that is while loop statement. General syntax is like this. As long as this condition is true, it is going to execute the body. This is the body. Body is what you enclose within the braces, opening and curly braces. Here you can write anything. Any legal C programming statement you can write. You can declare variables, you can initialize variable, you can take input, you can process it, you can display it. Anything you want to do, you can do here. But this will be executed repeatedly as long as this condition is true. Okay, so we'll directly go to the code. So I'll put. So we are starting with the simple loop statement, simple while loop statement. So while normally I should give a relational statement. I need a lot of variables here, one or two variables and some value. Say x less than or I less than 10, something like that. I less than 10, something like that. Relational statement, but it need not be always. Okay, any expression will do. Finally, it will be evaluated to true or false, and if it is true, the loop body will be executed. Okay, my loop body is very simple now. Okay, now I am using a variable here, but no value and no variable declaration. So I will declare the variable. So I will declare the variable and initialize it to 0 or something. So this is my simple looping statement. I'll put it in its a relational expression. If it is true, this will be executed, or as long as it is true, this will be executed. Okay. Now initially you will just think and analyze manually. I is equal to 0. 0 less than 10. I less than 10 means 0 less than 10. Is it true? 0 less than 10 is true. This will be executed. Okay. Now if I was 10 or maybe 15, I was 15. 15 less than 10 is false. So this will not be executed. This body will not be executed. So you will see that negative case first and then come back. So no output. Because this body is not executed. First time itself, the condition is evaluated to false. So no output. If it is not clear, just let me know. Now I am going to put a small value for I. Now 0 less than 10 is true. Right? Can anyone tell how many times this is going to execute? This body is going to execute, or execute means this message should come on the screen. I will run it. It keeps on running forever. This actually it keeps displaying hello world. Keeps displaying hello world. So I have to now, my program will not stop now. It is displaying infinite time. We will theoretically say infinite time it is going to display. Hello world message, it keeps displaying infinite times. So I have to forcefully stop this program. It's not stopping only, I closed it. Can anyone tell why it is running infinite times? Basically this loop body is executing infinite times, never coming out of that. What could be the reason? So what happens is First, I less than 10 is checked. I less than 10 is checked. That is true. 0 less than 10 is true. This will be executed one time. Then again this condition will be checked. After executing this body, one more time the condition will be checked. Because looping means as long as the condition is true, this has to be executed. Second time, 0 is I value is still 0. 0 less than 10, that is true. This is again displayed. Again come and check the condition. 0 less than 10, true. Execute this. 0 less than 10, execute this. This way it is going to execute infinite times because this condition will never, this relational expression will never evaluate to false. Is it clear? This concept is very important for understanding looping. Here, the way I have coded it, this condition will never become false. It will always be true. And that means this looping body will keep on executing again and again and again and again infinite times. That is why we are getting. Any doubt in this? Now, if I want to execute in a finite number of times, what should I do? How can I make sure that this is executing only finite number of times? Are you there? Not getting any response? Somebody respond? Are you guys there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What can I do to make this run in a finite time? Now
If
the
it has to
problem.
execute, if it has to execute 10 times, you can put it as I plus plus.
Yeah. Now the generally what you said is correct. What is the problem here? This statement is never evaluated to false. That is my problem. So I should put some statement here. The problem is this is never evaluated to false. Because of that we are stuck in this body of this loop. We are stuck in this loop. So I should put some statement in this loop within the body of the loop such that after some point of time this will be evaluated to false. Some point of time, maybe after 10 next times or after 15 times or some point of time, somehow this should be evaluated to false. So since I have a constant here, how I can make this evaluate to false is I slowly increment the value of this I so that after some time this I value will exceed or it will become equal to 10, equal to or exceed 10. That time this will be evaluated to false. Suppose I value is 10. 10 less than 10 is false. I value is 11. 11 less than 10 is false. So I have to modify the value of I. Since this is a constant, I cannot do anything. But left side I have a variable for this relational expression. So I keep changing the value of I. Every time this loop body is executed, I am keep changing the value of I also. I equal to I plus plus or I equal to I plus 1. Now what will happen? First time 0 less than 10, true. Next time I am incrementing so after the execution of the body one time, in that only I am incrementing the value of I. So I becomes 1 now. I is equal to I plus 1. Next time it will become 1 less than 10. Then next time it will become 2 less than 10, 3 less than 10. All of these are true. 4 less than 10, 5 less than 10. Then 7, 8, 9. 9 less than 10 is also true. But after that I is incremented to 10. Then 10 less than 10 is false. This body will no more be executed. We will come out of the loop and execute the remaining statements in the program. So now I will execute this. So it is displaying this many times. How many times? 3, 5, 8, 10 times. Means 0 as long as for the values of I equal to 0 to 9 it is executing because the condition was true. 0 to 9 means 10 times. 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 9, 10 times. So 10 times this body is executed. So we get the hello world message 10 times. After that I value is incremented to 10. 10 less than 10 is false. It will no more execute the body, it will go. So as long as this condition is true, this will be executed. The moment it is false, it will come out of the